Okay, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep moving. This part two. But I really didn't get started. All I really got was that there was I prayed over your cards, so you can see that if you want to make sure. And I just started and there was a song title I was going to explain. Anyway, listen, you may have to move fast, so I'm just going to tell you. Listen, I'm not offering personal readings right now. In fact, I'm not offering any services for money on this channel. So do not give your information away from anyone. If you're ever so called to leave a donation, and only if you're called, because they're not expected right now. The best thing you can do for me is to interact with the channel. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. For those of you who have already subscribed, you're so amazing. I just adore you. You're way more than you even know. But if you are called to, why I was saying that is in the information tab, there is a Cash App. That's the only way you can. Anything else is not real. Don't even interact with it. Sometimes it's bots. I'm not promoting any manifestation books. If you hear me talking and you hear cards, but you do not see me in the videos, that's not me either. That's pirated content. Just ignore them and report them. Ideally both, right? I have no WhatsApp, no Telegram. I know. I know it's a broken record for those of you who watch a lot of readers. But I'm telling you, YouTube is turning into the Wild Wild West. I really wish they had better security and stuff like that. But all we can do is stick together. Okay. For now. Things might be changing. Because it's a problem. Six of Feathers, Ruth and the Moabite. Yeah, Ruth replied, "Do not urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go. And where you stay, I will stay. And your people will be my people. And your God, my God." Ruth 1:16 in the NIV. Yeah, okay, so this is about loyalty. Like real love. This song says no gravity. Yeah, this is about, okay, so that, I always like to look at the, so maybe we kind of saw this yesterday, or 2 days ago or so. I did a reading, and I always look at the underneath of the deck, because for me, that's kind of like the supporting energies that are kind of supporting what we're about to go into, like metadata. I mean, no, but really, like the undercurrent. Yeah, so this is like the call of Abram when God called him away from his friends and family and everything he knew to come out and to just follow Christ. And he didn't tell him where he was going, he just called him out to come so that he can step into his power, step into his destiny, get his crown on his head. Because, and the Empress is in reverse, something was not fertile, something was not abundant. Yeah, it was not reaping a harvest. Possibly because there was some loyal family or friendship. There was some loyalty that actually kind of, it was the reason it wasn't, you weren't, the reason, yeah. Because God was calling you out in a way to step into your power. Well, you or someone, right? Whatever, take what resonates, leave the rest, right? Because something was not not abundant. It was not bearing a harvest due to some loyalty. Calling you away, calling someone away from their family, their friends, and everything that they know to follow Christ, because something there was not fertile, it was not reaping a harvest due to some type of really intense loyalty. Could be to a mother, a child, a mother figure, an aunt, a sister. Well, in this story of Ruth, she was a mother-in-law, Naomi. So there was some family loyalty, or family, there was some type of, it may not even be your family. It could be like an extended family, like this is a mother-in-law. Okay. This is Deborah, the prophetess and the leader. Yeah, Deborah, a prophetess and the wife of Lapidoth. Forgive me if that's not pronounced correctly. It's a Hebrew name. Just doing best I can here. Who was leading Israel at that time in Judges 4:4. Okay, yeah, you're being called out to something, to step into your power, to follow Christ, step into your power. Because something wasn't prosperous, something wasn't abundant, because and there was no harvest there, because of some type of family loyalty. This, maybe you're a prophetess. When I started this channel, my full intention was for, people who were going through a spiritual awakening, who were had their spiritual gifts, because you're going to be drawn to watching content like this. Iron sharpens iron, right? Like it's kind of like training wheels. You're just kind of getting going, and you may not do things the way I do. There's a million different starts. You don't even have to use cards. You don't have to. You can use the Bible. You can just actually channel messages. Well, let's be clear. Channeling, like the true sense of that, it would be like taking on an entity. Like, I don't do anything like that. You don't have to either. But just reading energy, an intuitive, stepping into your gifts, stepping into your leader. Like maybe now you're having to pull away. Yeah, that happens. That happens, and that doesn't just have to happen in this type of spirituality. It happens even when God calls somebody into their gifting. Unfortunately, sometimes even Jesus Christ had to leave his hometown, because the people that were there, the people that he knew, his family and his friends and the people in his hometown, they didn't believe in his miracles. Like, he couldn't heal anyone, he couldn't do any miracles, because to them he was just some Jewish carpenter's son. They don't. So like sometimes and then you end up staying, even though things aren't actually. You have to follow Christ. Not what your mom says, not what your family says, not what your friends say, not what your boss says. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's hard. Nobody said this path was going to be easy. A prophetess and a leader, the soul in reverse, the creation of a living being in reverse. Yeah, naivety, foolhardiness, lack of faith or direction, impulsiveness, and missed opportunities and wrong choices. So this Queen of Candles here. wisdom, spiritual insight, confidence, strength, decisiveness, courage and determination, inspirational influence. Yeah, I'm gonna need some more because those are like conflicting. Holy Spirit, I need. Can you give me more about this? This prophetess who's wise and leader and decisive can be naive and make wrong choices and the title of this song is Relax My Eyes. Yeah, like relax your eyes. Yeah, maybe like meditate, go within. Maybe that's what it's saying. Go within, relax your eyes. Holy Spirit, give me some more. Can I get some more? What is this trying to say? Anyway, only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. These are general messages that are really just intended for entertainment and confirmations. There's nothing in these that I'm talking about that you shouldn't already know about. Otherwise, it just may not be your message today. If you just enjoy content like this, you are more than welcome. Just keep those things in mind. Always, always, always check the spirit behind every message that you receive, including mine. There's so many amazing leaders on YouTube. You know, sometimes maybe it's just, you just gotta, maybe I'm not, you know, tapping into your energy today. So they're just collective general messages. Keep that in mind. But if you get something out of it, please hit the like button, or you just enjoy it. My style of reading. Okay, this is like, you're probably supposed to be, whether you're male or female, there is no gender in energy reading. So you switch the roles, but probably supposed to use your spiritual gifts, step into your spiritual gifts, possibly be like a leader in some way, whether that be in your family, in your community, in the spiritual community. And leading is a lot of different ways, right? But maybe you were making some bad choices, which might have to do with, you know, having to kind of, you know, put, you know, following Christ and developing your spiritual gifts before. It's really hard with, you know, family loyalties and friendship loyalties and stuff like that. It's hard. But we are called out. You know, that's kind of it's kind of showing what a little bit. That's not going to be true for everyone. Everything's going to be different. Everyone has a different story. But it might have been like old, really intense family or family associated loyalties. Maybe even with an elder. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to be, but you're kind of making bad choices, like being naive about stuff. Maybe not developing it and stuff. Yeah, you weren't committed to it. There was no long-term commitment to it, and so you weren't really coming to a realization or awareness or finding out about, you know, coming to the light. Maybe that's because something really hadn't triggered you too deeply yet. You know, there wasn't really something really hadn't triggered you too much. But you really kind of, yeah, when you're kind of not making good choices about maybe stepping into your gifts and stuff, stepping into your spiritual leadership, your calling, really. Like, if you're not, if you're being naive and so you're not making very good choices, you're not being very committed to it, you're not really developing a lot of awareness, you're not really finding out what's coming to light and what's not. It might be because you didn't want to be triggered, or you just hadn't really experienced too many really triggering things yet. So you might not have been making very good choices. Really, it's they're calling you to kind of maybe cleanse that out of your energy. Through, like I was saying, rest your eyes, meditation, clearing your space, removing negativity from your life, from your space, removing negativity maybe about your thoughts about prophetic words or spiritual gifts, or kind of removing that negativity about it. Yeah, and be playful with it. Be playful. Yeah. Be playful. Have, like, what does it Jesus say? Faith like a child. Just take it easy. Be playful. Reconcile and reverse. Yeah, don't go back. Reminiscing memories and returning. Don't. You do what you want to do, right? You have free will or whatever. But this energy, this story is kind of saying, probably not a good idea to entertain going back to old connections or friendships and stuff. Don't spend too much time reminiscing on those past relationships. It's over. You can't stay loyal to stuff like that and step fully into your. Deborah was a prophetess and leader of Israel at the time, and so that's going to take some pretty serious commitment. And just be playful and have fun, and don't focus too much. Recalling and reversing, don't focus too much on the past memories. How things were. That's not where you're going. That's not where you're staying. You're moving forward. That was not your twin flame. Flames in reverse. No, honestly, that just could have been your spiritual awakening, That's not your twin flame. That's not the one. That's not your mirror soul. That's not the one you were pledged to in the heavens before you incarnated. That was a false trend, maybe. So you don't need to be reconciling. You don't need another karmic cycle. Well, unless you want one. And some people do. Some people really, need more lessons. I'm at the place where I'm like, I don't need any more lessons. I need to step into, this. So that's, your spiritual calling. Your assignment. That what you're here for. Yeah, and you're seeing signs of that. Yeah, 111, 222, 333. Synchronicities. And you're seeing signs. Yeah, because the TikTok, the deadline, there's a deadline here and time's running out. Yeah, you need to get on that timeline right now. We all do. It's not just you. And, maybe there's been some gossip, some petty jealousy and envy. Yeah, well, if you identify with the term the chosen ones, or, when you have the Holy Spirit in you and stuff, you're going to trigger a lot of people. triggers a lot of jealousy, competitiveness. You know, they mock you, they laugh, they carry on. And then they end up trying to mimic you, right? That's kind of part of the leadership thing. People mock and hate on leaders all the time. Have you noticed? So don't, and if you're leading with your spiritual gifts and stuff, they're going to gossip because you're changing. You're leaving, you know, you're who you used to be and you're transitioning and you're following Christ. You're not following a church. You're not following a family. You're not following a friend. You're not following a boss. You're not following a company. You're not following a government. You're not following that. You're following Christ. And Christ was mocked. Jesus Christ. So, like, listen, you're in good company, right? Well, they're just being petty and they're being jealous. And I know you've heard everybody say that when somebody's being bullied and stuff like that, but it's true. Okay, I'm going to switch to Kipper because we're already at 20 minutes. This song says, don't lie. Don't lie. Just step into your own, you know, speak the truth. Anybody who doesn't, was it Cat Williams? I just saw a reel on him like earlier today. He's so great. He's so brave. And that's what you need to be too. You know, he says anybody who doesn't like the truth coming out knows exactly why they don't like it, right? So don't lie, speak the truth. I mean, all lies are going to be revealed. That's just what time it is. Speak your truth. And that may cause a lot of people to gossip about you. And that might cause a lot of people to be petty or jealous. It could kick up envy and jealousy in them. So be it. Don't lie. Speak your truth. Speak the truth. Okay, Holy Spirit, what is a closing message that the viewer needs to know right now? Okay, so this is like a feminine energy is working. She's working hard. You see how that light's on in the back there? She's working hard. You know, late into the night. She's a seamstress, so this is not the type of occupation that makes a ton of money. But so it's like a labor of love. It's like a passion. You know, like school teachers are, or maybe some of you are school teachers, you know, or people who, like I know some amazing artistic women who are so crafty and so artistic, and even one is seamstress, you know, and they work so hard and they end up doing so many projects for so many different things and different people. But you know, they're comfortable, they're okay or whatever, but they're not rolling in dough, okay? So there's some type of passionate work that some feminine energy is working on. Possibly for or with a mature male. Somebody might be 34 years old. Don't only take that if it resonates. It might mean something to you, might not. Or 43. Well, some feminine is creating something. She's working really hard to create something for or with a mature male. This could have something to do with marriage. Well, or just like a legal and binding agreement or contract. This can also talk about two families or two groups of people coming together to join forces in some way. This can be talking about the union of masculine and feminine energies. Just take it how it resonates for you, or leave it, you know. But this is like a legal and binding contract, a covenant in the spirit world. A union. So this female might be working really hard to create a union with this mature male. That is possible. But she's not the main female. This is not the main female. Main female in reverse. She's not the main female. This innocent golden child is. Maybe you're this innocent golden child. And there's going to be, there's going to be a message, or this innocent golden child. Something to do with the number 18. Is getting a message. This female is receiving a message of concern. The message that this female has been working really hard to create something with this mature man that probably has something to do with marriage, but she's not the main female. It's the golden child. It's an innocent child. That's and there's some type of message or document that she's going to see as a message of concern. She's getting a message of concern. That's not the main, that's not going to be her main male. This card says coffin, but so in the traditional tarot, this would be more like the death card or whatever, which that's not the main male. It mostly just means transitioning from one state of being to another. But in some cases, it can mean like real 3D. But I'm gonna get a message of a concern. That's not the main male. Somebody who, it's not going to be the main male because he's either transitioned in the 3D or maybe he was working on something with a married man. Yeah, 'cause she's not. I mean, I may be reading this for more than one person, so just take it how it resonates, leave the rest. But this person might have been working on something with this mature So she wasn't the main female. Because she was really immature. But she got a message of concern that he wasn't the main. He wasn't the main male. So it's ended. It's ended. An ending to maybe just what she was trying to do. Maybe, I don't know what she was working for. It ended because it ended a mature woman. That has ended. For a mature woman. What's ended for a mature woman is sudden wealth. They're not going to be moved. They're stuck. This is change, like the Chariot. They're not going to be there. They're not going to be moving forward. The Lovers. So I can also see this sometimes in the tarot. It can be like two choices or two different pathways or two states of being. Yeah, they're not going to have any more. This is not their divine counterpart. It's like how we saw earlier. This is not your twin flame. Don't be going back to it. This is not your divine. This is not the divine counterpart. It's not gonna. This community. There's something to do with this community, which kind of goes back to this, right? In the very beginning, this community were thieves. I could relate to that, boy. And that community, that community of thieves pathway is closed. Closed to unexpected income. Kind of at a distance, like it, you may have to travel or something, or just at a distance is the privileged lady. There was a false person involved. See how there's that man in the back that's blindfolded and you can't see? There was a false person involved that was in a courtship. So it goes back to this. I love it when it does this because it's kind of confirmation. I take this conversation. They were in a courtship and they were expectation. This female was expecting something in the distant horizon from someone of high honor, a great fortune. Well, court ain't going so good for that. Court's not going to go in that favor. They're probably going to be in poverty. Court's not going in their favor. Maybe court didn't go in your favor. Leaving. Well, the court not going in somebody's favor, whether that be them or possibly the viewer, is going to be leaving them in poverty by some wealthy man who's know, kind of thinking about this female, having thoughts of you. I mean, you don't have to be female. Like I said, there's no having thoughts of you because they didn't adjudicate, they didn't rule correctly, maybe. And they're concerned about a family room, like a house. Like they're concerned about what was going on in that house, in those private conversations between like people in that house with an official person about a gift. Yeah, it has something to do with the house. I can totally relate to this. I'll tell my story on here someday, but just not right now. So this is going to end up leaving somebody in despair. Well, the imprisonment is in the reverse, so they may be in despair, but it is going to set them free. They've, from all of this toil and labor and work that they've been doing, ugh, that's putting them in bad health over this house. Okay. I'm closing. It's 37 minutes. And then I gotta go. Holy Spirit, what does the viewer need to know that very, very, very most? If you haven't liked the video, please like the video now. I would appreciate it so, so much. Drop me a comment. Tell me hi, at least. I would absolutely adore to have you join on to the channel. Any interaction with the channel is so appreciated. It really helps to get around me in algorithm so that these videos can get out into the feed so that people can even see the videos. They said don't go getting scammed or anything. I don't reach out to any of my viewers ever. And I'm not promoting anything. I'm not charging money for anything. These videos are free. They're just for entertainment or confirmation. It's just a calling. It's a service I'm putting out there. This says girls. But the way I looked at it, because it has a dollar sign on there, I thought it said gifts. Yeah, I really think we kind of got two messages here. But, oh wow, okay. You know what? This card's not even supposed to be in this deck, so I always take that as a sign too. This is a different deck. Oh. It's like some type of masculine is feeling a lot of anxiety, like scared and feeling a lot of panic. He's all caught up with all these wires. He's looking at his phone. He's got that virtual, really scared and panicked. This card says inseparable. Inseparable. Scared and panicked about, what is it? Ow. Inseparable. I flipped the deck. It says legal court paperwork filed. What? Maybe this means something to you. Maybe it doesn't. Right underneath legal paperwork filed, happiness, wholeness, overjoyed, smiling, love in reverse, interlude in reverse, avoiding and running in reverse, meeting two or more people, discussions and planning in reverse. So yeah, because they're ascending. They're on a spiritual path. They're awakening. What's a female in that? Could be single, current status available. Highest roller coaster, highs, adrenaline rush. Come together. Oh, be careful. We already were kind of warned of that. Because, you're stepping into your calling. Maybe that's what you're scared of and panicked about. Maybe it's you, not the masculine. Scared and in panic about maybe getting distracted by being inseparable because you had to walk away from a family to follow Christ, to like step into your spiritual gifts and your spiritual leadership, or you're being called to. And that's been really hard because there's been a lot of haters and jealousy. Well, there's always going to be, but you are seeing signs. That's not your twin flame. That's not your divine counterpart. You're kind of being advised because right here, only take this advice if you want it, right? Everybody has free will, and only you know what's right for you, and it's only if you want to, right? But like, really remembering and recalling and reminiscing on that and reconciling is in reverse. It's just, maybe it says playful childhood. Maybe it's because it's somebody you knew from your past, and just focus on cleansing that energy out, because you don't need to be triggered again. Trigger in reverse. You don't need to learn that lesson again. There was never any long-term commitment there. Maybe somebody's gotten a divorce. Cut ties, legal ties, like we were saying. Cut legal ties, so they're feeling a lot of happiness, wholeness, joy, and oversmiling. Because there was no love there. So they don't want any delays, pauses, or timing factors. They're not going to be running or avoiding. Yeah, intervention in reverse, rescue of others. No, they don't want other people involved. Meaning right underneath it in reverse. It's not your divine masculine. It's in reverse again. And a divine feminine and a divine masculine, those are not genders, okay? Those are just energies, right? A divine feminine can totally be in a male, biological male body, okay? And vice versa. But that's not your divine masculine. Yeah, you're done. Yeah. You're not in denial. And you're not about to be entrapped. And they're looking and searching for records and whatever. All right. Yeah, scared, panic, scared, anxiety, gives you anxiety. That person wanting to be inseparable because you're on your spiritual bath. I almost said bath. Maybe somebody needs to take a spiritual bath. Yeah, you're stepping into your gifts and your mission and your calling, and maybe that's leaving somebody in despair. Giving them, but it gives you anxiety because that person wants to be inseparable. That's a distraction from your calling or your purpose. Drama queen. Thirsty and causing chaos. And then right underneath some drama queen in this situation. Thirsty and causing chaos. Who's this drama queen, Holy Spirit? Some drama queen's got obsession. They're obsessed. Ooh, and they're not, it's not going so good for them in the court. It's like the third time. Court's not going in the favor for this obsessed drama queen. Wow. Because they're just petty and jealous and envious, and really all it ever was a bunch of gossip. It wasn't leaving somebody in despair. This masculine in despair. Somebody might be 32 years old here, might not. Come together, reconciliation, spiritual union, soul contract with the divine feminine. That's pretty conflicting, wouldn't you say? Please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you do subscribe, there's a little bell. You have to click that. And then it'll say all notifications so that you get notified for all the new content I put out. Thank you. Yeah, they want to go on an escapade, a vacation, a hideaway, or yeah, they want to hide away and have a adventure, a vacation. Come together with the divine feminine. And have. Yeah, well, I'm sure they do, but we've seen that's not your twin flame. That's not your divine counterpart. So, I don't know what's up with this thirsty drama queen. Maybe that's what they, I don't know. Ooh, this song's called Cologne.